And a lot of our programs are currently directed to technical cooperation here. Of course, the largest example that we have is SanDisk, which is a cooperation between an Indian scientist and an Israeli scientist, and have completely and totally revolutionized the whole world of IT because of the storage opportunities that came up. And we're trying to recreate that sort of success and cooperation all over. But it doesn't happen by itself. Startups happen with 2 people in a basement with a laptop and a coffee machine. And it's very difficult to get those 2 people together with the 2 people that are sitting in their mother's basement in Tel Aviv with another coffee machine. The only people who are profiting at this time are the manufacturers of coffee machines. In Israel, we discovered or bumbled onto an idea in the late 1980s that technological developments, that startups could be encouraged by government intervention. I'm a government man. I worked for the government for 30 years, so I actually believe in government intervention. I know there are a lot of capitalists here who don't believe in that. But Israel set up its first national venture capital fund. Imagine that, a venture capital fund run by the government in 1989, which began to put money, put loans, put investments into Israeli startups, and it paid off. And in the early and mid-1990s, there were some very, very successful Israeli startups, one of which is Checkpoint Software, which today is the leading cybersecurity firm in the world. So our investment did pay off. And now the governments of India and of Israel decided also to make a joint fund to fund startups where an Israeli and Indian cooperation was involved. And the government of Karnataka had the foresight to create such a fund for Karnataka itself, only for Karnataka businesses. So if anybody here was thinking of, after graduation, going off to Pune and setting up your startup over there, or perhaps Hyderabad, stay here. Because here is where the money is. And where the money is where the technology is developed. Our relations with Karnataka, with the state of Israel, have of course blossomed since opening our consulate here. In the field of agriculture, we have 3 agricultural projects across the state. We have a mango project in Kolar, a vegetable project in Belgaum, and we have another vegetable project somewhere else where I forget. We have constant exchange of arts, of culture, through all sorts of organizations which you can see, which appear. Troops come to India, Israeli troops come here. And the major, however, the major exchange is the exchange of technology and of tech people. Just last week there was a delegation in Tel Aviv for a major innovation week that we have, where the entire city, and I mean this literally, the entire city is covered with events about innovation, about technology. I myself took part in 3 or 4 of those events, was completely worn out by the end of the week. Didn't understand anything of what I heard, but I was there. And India sends a delegation there. India sends students to study engineering. In Israel, scholarships are available. Scholarships are available for advanced degrees as well as for first degrees. And this is something which, when you finish here, if you're interested, you should probably contact the consulate about. And so you can spend some time there and spend some time exchanging ideas. Because, well, Israel is considered a country which is perhaps the home of innovation, one of the most innovative countries in the world, and we are ranked as one of the most innovative countries in the world. Nobody has a monopoly on innovation. And innovation can be learned. Or, actually, what you learn in college can be unlearned so that you can go on to innovate. This previous speaker here talked about the campus of Mysore. I assume you all know what it's about, right? There's nobody here who isn't dreaming of going there, except the ones who want the startups. So first of all, the ones who want the startups, you're the ones who are right, not the ones who want to go work in Infosys. But that campus in Mysore is exactly about deprogramming what you've learned here and programming you for innovation. And that's something which can also happen merely out of contact with your Israeli counterparts. And so that's why also after leaving the Foreign Service, I went into the labor of love, actually, for me, of trying to bring Israelis and Indians together to do exactly that. It's not always easy. Israelis do things which annoy Indians terribly. And Indians do things which annoy Israelis terribly. And sometimes you need somebody to sit there in the middle, people like Kasif and myself, to say, oh, wait guys, wait guys. It's okay, he didn't mean what you thought he meant. He wasn't insulting your entire family. He was just asking you out for a drink. You can laugh at it. And so that's why we're here, and that's why we're here in Karnataka, not just in India, but we're here in Karnataka, and what we're hoping for. The fund which I spoke about, where it must be an Indian and Israeli cooperation, it must be expenses for R&D only, it can't be used for buying equipment, it can't be used for paying salaries for secretaries, but only for actually what's going on, the real work that's going on. Massive amounts of money, millions of dollars on both sides that the government of Karnataka and the government of Israel saw fit to put together. And it's really just waiting to be taken. The fund is underutilized. So really any project which has any sort of merit will be considered seriously for this. And I'm really urging you to take advantage of it because it is so underutilized. In the meantime, beyond that, I can only invite you to visit Israel. You saw a small film here, and what did you see there? Mostly rocks. And all of those rocks, that really is the source of the innovation in Israel, because when we returned to our ancestral land after 2,000 years abroad, there was nothing there but rocks. And we said we're going to grow on these rocks, and we're going to build a strong defense force out of these rocks, not by throwing them, but in the place. And tech. And we're going to build ourselves a new world with nothing but rocks and ideas. So we have the ideas, you have the ideas, and we have plenty of rocks, and there's plenty of money to be had. When we talk this afternoon about cooperation between industry and academia, I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Israeli model that we used for that, which has turned out to be a very, very successful model. So if any of you were thinking of not coming back in the afternoon, please come back in the afternoon to hear about our experience. My colleague Amit will tell us a little bit about what's in Israel besides rocks, and how not to insult the entire family of the person that you're talking to. So thanks for hearing me out. I'm open for questions. About 3 or 4 of you have submitted LinkedIn requests to me or Facebook requests to me. Who are those people? Can you raise your hands?
Chuck, we are going to handle that in the afternoon session.
No, I just want to see who they are.
Okay.
I just want to see who
the
they are.
people who have posted on the Facebook to Chuck, please raise your hands.
There were, I think, 2 guys.
They're already transacting with the Israel delegates, which is very great.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
In the afternoon session, that is where we are going to discuss the industry academia gap. But one thing you all should understand, if you go to study the Israeli economy, this, as Chuck says, it was nothing, and from rocks they made as a 40 square kilometer country, if I'm not mistaken, Tel Aviv, 40 square kilometer, right? 22 square kilometer country is the innovation hub of the world. So you can understand, it's the innovation hub of the world. Americans also, when it comes to innovation, they look to Israel. And our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, was there about 2 months back. And let me tell you, this message, this GITAM Conclave has taken such a good route that the PMO wants each and everything. I was told by Yasser that the PMO wants each and everything that we are going to discuss today in the PMO office. So you can understand our Prime Minister, how much vibrant it is. Along with Mr. Netanyahu, your Prime Minister of Israel. So they have taken a note, and they want everything which is being discussed to be put up in the PMO. So that is what I came to know from Asif. Asif, I think you will be doing it after the session is over. Great. Now we would like to hear an entrepreneur from Israel who, as Chuck was telling, how Israel came into entrepreneurship. And let me tell you, as far as on the negative side, the Mossads are the most terrorized people. They can go into any country and ruin them. That is what Mossads are all about. So please understand, that is what Israel is. 22 square kilometers, full of energy. And I got to know one line yesterday when I was talking to Mr. Eshet. In Israel, failures are loved. Whenever somebody fails, he is very happy because he is learning. I think this sort of an attitude is what we require in India. Because with one failure and two failures, we just cool off. Whereas they say the guy only gets a successful move after minimum 15 failures. So that is the mindset of Israel which has taken them to the global map. I think India, we can do wonderful things. We have a talent which is really great. So great. Now I would leave the mic for Mr. Amit Eshet, the entrepreneur from Israel, who would like to speak 10 minutes. Amit, I would request 10 minutes. So 10 minutes he is going to give you an output of Israel and how you can take it forward. And they have already agreed, he has already agreed to take internship from GITAM, which is amazing that he has agreed with me yesterday. Of course, the digital marketing students, they are not here now, they will join at around 12:30. They are writing their exams. So they will come here, I will introduce you to them. If we can do jointly, GITAM and Israel, along with Amit's company, anything to do with digital marketing. And we have a specialization of digital marketing. That's the love.
Hear me. My name is Amit. I'm from Israel. I have an Indian name. I guess my parents didn't know it, but in Hebrew, the name Amit is like a friend. It's another meaning of a friend. So maybe they want me to be a friend, and I'm a friend of you. I'm already traveling 2 months in India. I came in the middle of the life. I left my wife and kids in Israel, and I came for 2 months to discover India. And already 1 month ahead, it's a great country. You had a lot of opportunities, so I'm happy to be here. I was 20 years manager in the industry. And in the last 7 years, I have my own business as a self-employee, and I connect it later. As you understand, today is a very special day for our Jewish community. We celebrate from yesterday the New Year. As we think in Israel, the Jewish always think different. Also, our New Year began yesterday, not in the 1st of January. We celebrate in our county 5,778 years. It's difficult to explain how we count the New Year, but this is our New Year, and I want to say 2 blessings that we are blessing ourselves in the New Year, that you can understand a little bit our culture. One of them, the most popular, we take a slice of apple, put it in a honey, and eat it. And this meaning, I read you in English the blessing. May it be your will, Hashem, our God, and the God of our forefathers, that you renew for us a good and sweet year. So from Chuck and myself, I bless you all sweet year. Another thing that I want to read, it will emphasize the way of thinking of our Israeli culture. We eat a slice of a fish head, and the blessing is, may it be your will, Hashem, our God and God of our forefathers, that we be as the head and not as the tail. This is the way we are in Israel thinking. We want to be the top. We want to be above. We don't want anyone to lead us. We want to be the leader in everything we can do. And this is one of the way of thinking as Israeli. What I will speak now in some minutes is why I think the Israeli technology is so successful. How everyone from you, the students, can increase your income and open small businesses, and why mutual working with India and Israel can benefit both sides. So some of the Israeli success reasons from my point of view, maybe others think different. As Mr. Kumar said, we are not afraid to fail. We understand that we cannot have 100% success in everything we are doing. But if we will learn from this failure, the next step will be better. And if we fail, another step, in the end we will success. Most of people, after one failure, close the door, hiding, and not try anymore because they are afraid that they will fail again. But this is not the way to increase to be the top. So as young students, I suggest you to change the way of thinking of the thing. Every failure is a lesson for the next success. Another thing that helped us, I don't know if you know how many population is Israel. Is there anybody know how many people we are in Israel? It's shame to say, but it's half of Bangalore population. We are less than 8 million, all the Israeli population. So what is the advantage is we are well connected. Everyone knows everyone. And we try to help each other. There is a competition in commercial and factory, it's competition. But if I need someone, I am in India, if I need someone, in minutes, some Israeli guy that is in India will help me and support me. Also, if I need to get to some professor, some business, we are very well connecting. We are helping each other. So cooperation, even though some times we are competitors, another way of success. Don't afraid to cooperate with others. Not everything is a secret, top secret, and share the things. Consult with others. It will help you. We know how to open doors. If someone will say us no, we will find a way to get in through the window. So other door. So the friend of a friend of a friend. Nothing is closed for us. If we want something, we will do it. And this is, most of people in the world shy. Not now, they said me no. But we, as we have to be the first, the leaders, no is not an answer for us. You will say yes in another way. So don't get no as a final answer. It's like negotiator in the bazaar, also everywhere, negotiate. In technology, it's very important time to market. Go to market on time. Sometimes people want the product will be 100% complete, perfect, etc. But the cost is you arrive at the market too late. And in technology, the world running very fast. So we in Israel sometimes prefer to go to market with 85–90% ready product and improve on the way. We hear from the market what is good, what is bad, and correct it and go forward. Don't wait for the 100% product that no bug, nothing will happen. It's never be. And if it will be, it will take you 5 years, 7 years, 9 years, you will late to the market. So go to market, not afraid. In Israel, as I spoke yesterday with Mr. Kumar, we are doing. We are less talking. Sometimes it's not good, because sometimes we forget to check all the points. But in general, we act, we do, we try. And running fast. We understand we are small, we have to running fast to be the first, to be the leaders. We are very, very creative minds and thoughts. Every person in Israel has something to say. Even though he began to work yesterday in a new company, he thinks he's like a manager and he speaks. It's very, very difficult to manage these people. In Israel, the hierarchical management usually not success. We work matrix. So every employee has something to say. And then, when you listen to many, many ideas, many, many thoughts, you find the new idea. You find the right way. So this is one of the reasons that we are success in Israel. We never get in order as it is. We think, and if we think it's not good, we say it. And in India, I think from what I saw, people usually take the order and doing, and not always arguing, even though if they think it's not sound logic. Try to influence, try to impact, try to change if you think you are okay. This is the main reason we success. Also, we are very curious. We have to check everything new. We have to touch, we have to check, we like everything new in technology and products. We are very innovative, so we like to see new things. Try to be curious, ask questions, see what is going on in the world, in your country. For your information, cyber R&D that already exists in Israel nowadays, companies, Volkswagen, General Motors, Deutsche Telekom, Checkpoint, as mentioned before, and many, many others. Technology companies in R&D, all the big companies in the world, Google, Facebook, Intel, Amazon, Microsoft, and many more. And they came to our country, and we are not small, we are a small population. But they understand that because we try, because we don't afraid to fail, good ideas is raising. So this was some of the reasons I believe that help us in Israel to be the leaders. Now I want to speak a little bit about you, the young students here, how you can act like the big. Now with the technology, not much people use it. Two ideas. Nowadays, everyone can offer his skills for all around the world. Two sites that I'm using as a hire is one called upworks.com and one called fiverr.com. Fiverr is also Israeli company. What are these two sites? They are marketplace that everyone can suggest his skills, and if another person in the world needs it, can hire him, and the payment through the